To get started with Tilesetter, we first need to import some starting base tiles to generate the rest of our tile maps from. We do this in the top left area here we call the set view. The set view is where we import and keep all of our tiles. The starting tiles and the generated tiles will all be kept in here. Before we import, we should make sure the tile size is correct. I'm about to import some 16 by 16 pixel tiles, so that's fine for me. We can import by right-clicking anywhere in the set view, selecting import, and then finding our tiles in the browser. We can also copy-paste the image data directly in from an image editor. We can use the middle mouse to move around and scroll, and we can also resize the panels to give ourselves some more room. So Tilesetter has automatically cut up our tiles, and we can select individual tiles to move them around. You can also click and drag to select multiple and then move them all together. I'll be using these four on the left to demonstrate the blob set, and these four on the right to demonstrate the wang set. Though the way I moved them apart just now is not actually necessary. You can have your tiles arranged however you like to organize them. So first, let's do the blob set. With a blob set, it will generate 47 different tiles, and you just need one solid central tile and then one or more bordered tiles. So we start with the solid central tile. The generated tiles are going to be appearing around this one, so let's move it into an empty space and then right click and select Build Borders Blob. Alright, so all of these white dotted lines are where Tilesetter needs to know what borders we want to use, but we only need to assign these four tiles here and it should fill out the rest automatically. And we can do this with the Tile Properties view, which shows properties for any tile we've currently selected. So let's start with this top tile here, and in the Tile Properties view we can see it has the base source that we gave it, but we need to replace the second source here with the border we want. I think we want the grassy border on the top. And then we can do the same for the other sides, but using this stone border instead. You've probably noticed that it's handled our rotations automatically. So the border source tiles are all pointing upwards, but we can rotate them in 90-degree increments using these buttons here. But this was already done for us when we created the blob set. Now it's also generated corner tiles by creating a composite of the top and the sides along this diagonal cut. You might want to override this with a custom corner, and we can do this by clicking on it and then unchecking composite and then picking our corner source. We can do the same for the other side, but we also need to flip the x-axis here. In the same way, you can override any of the other generated tiles you want just by clicking on them and adjusting their properties. Next, we'll create the wang set. Wang sets are a bit simpler. They contain 16 tiles, and the process is mostly the same, but this time we start with two solid central tiles. And in this case, I'm starting with this grass and sand. Although, arguably this could be cheese, I'm not 100% sure there. Anyway, like before, we drag these two into an empty space, right-click and select Build Borders Wang. And again, same as before, we have some white dots we need to fix by telling it to use other tiles here. Mine look pretty similar, but this bottom one has a slightly stronger shadow, so I'll be using that one for the lower edge, and the top one for the other three edges.